Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Misao. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Misao's Dream Journal. So this one's a pretty interesting dream having to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things. So, let's jump right into it. So, it starts off with this, so we're in this world, which is kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. This takes place during the VRAINS era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which introduces the Link monsters. It also introduces this new Master Rule, I think it's called Master Rule 5 or something, which was basically you can only fusion summon or synchro summon once, unless you have like a Link monster on your side of the field. Now, without Link monsters, this would basically shut down any deck that required fusion or synchro or like C summoning to like function. Yeah, which basically meant that Hero, which heavily relies on fusion summoning to get out monsters like the Neos fusions or the Omni Heroes or Masked Heroes, that deck would basically no longer be able to work. Unless you had the Link monsters. Like, for instance, during that time, new Link monsters released for Heroes so that archetype would continue to work in the form of the Extra Heroes. Those being Extra Heroes, Dread Decimator, Cross Crusader, Infernal Devicer, and Wonder Driver. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because Link monsters actually are really important to this dream. So basically it was just a regular day, and I was chilling with a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters. Those being Aster Phoenix, Koyo Hibiki, Gerard, who was a hero player in the anime. However, he really only appeared for like 2 episodes and was never really elaborated on. The only reason why he was considered a hero player was because he used the card Skyscraper in a flashback, which is a field spell that specifically is used for heroes. Basically, if a hero monster you control like battles, however it has less attack than a monster that's on your opponent's side of the field that you're attacking, then your hero monster gains 1,000 attack points. Yeah, during the battle phase only, I think. Or damage calculation, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so that's why he's considered a hero player. And then for our final character, we have Yuga Odo, who is the main character of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. So, yeah, bit random to have him there, but whatever. And then we are approached by one of the Link monsters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is Extra Hero Dread Decimator. However, he looks very different, and we're basically challenged to a duel. And so I'm basically the one who's dueling, and for some reason, due to like anime logic or whatever, I'm able to manifest the card Extra Hero Dread Decimator and play it against him. Yeah, I don't know why. And then during some other duels, the same thing happened to Yuga, which is pretty interesting considering that Yuga rush duels. And the rush duel format, there aren't any of the Synchro, Xyz, or Link monsters. Fusion monsters do exist, but yeah, so it's just interesting. So that would mean that that he would need to be using a regular master dual format deck, which I guess would consist of his rush duel cards, except I guess like converted into the regular formats cards, which I personally think would be a pretty cool idea to bring cards from the from Rush Duel to regular Duel, and then like we could also keep converting cards from the regular format to Rush Duel format. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, because I wouldn't mind playing cards like the Royal Rebels or Seven's Road. I think that'd be interesting. Or like some of Roman Cassidy's cards, because those cards seem pretty cool. But yeah, moving on. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And for some reason, there's this thing where you can put your deck on the ground and you can see all the cards that you own. Like they come as like holograms, which is something that happens, which is interesting. Yeah. And then there's this wedding. Yeah. So, if you didn't know, which you most likely don't know because I never mentioned it, but it was last week I went on vacation to Newport for my cousin's wedding, which was pretty nice. Unfortunately, I had to like wear a stuffy suit and a stuffy tux, and I had to stay there for a while. It was we left on Friday and we got back home on Sunday. Yeah. So as for why I'm having a dream about this, like today of all days, I don't know why. Basically, there was this wedding, and for some reason, Aster, Koyo, Gerard, and Yuga were all invited. Which is interesting because in my dream they're like my friends, but they have really no relation outside of that to my family. As to why they would be invited, I don't know why. Yeah. But then anyways, things go wrong because we're like deserted on this island, and we're under attack by ostriches for some reason, and we're like, if I had to guess, because we're not in Newport in this dream, we're like, I think in Asia. If I had to guess, like an island, like in Asia. Yeah, I don't know why. Or like maybe close to Japan or something. Yeah, it's strange. Apparently we're also close to America, but that makes sense because the Earth is round, so like Asia is like next to the Americas. Yeah. But enough of that. Yeah, basically, we end up returning, and we face some more Link monsters, I guess. But yeah, it's just a weird dream. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. But it was quite interesting. I think it could like maybe work into like a side story for VRAINS. Because I've always been thinking about like these side stories where like what if the character Jaden Yuki from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, where was he during like the like 5D, Zexal, Arc 5, stuff like that. Because I think that'd be interesting. And this could be like worked into like the plot of what if Jaden Yuki was in like the VRAINS era. Maybe we can also see more of his like family, because we don't really see too much of his family. We do know that he was maybe a bit of like a lonely child throughout his childhood due to like the effects of Yubel. So that would be like a bit interesting. But also like during VRAINS era, he'd have to be pretty old, right? Because that's like maybe like 100 or so years apart from like the events of like GX. So unless being fused with a dual monster makes you immortal, he'd probably be like 10 feet below ground. like, battling with that Shadow Rider guy that he promised to battle. So, yeah, I'm just ranting on at this point. So if you enjoy, please make sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, keep dreaming, guys, and peace out, y'all.